I'm fighting James Gallagher, May 16th, main event on the London card. We were previously meant to fight last Saturday, just gone. James pulled out 2 weeks prior with a bad back. And then we were supposed to fight September before that. And then 2 weeks out from that fight, I had an issue with my medicals, some assessment with my brain scans needed sorted, which ended up leading to resume getting pulled out of the fight. From just a basically miss up with the mix with the brain scans, which was an absolute nightmare. Almost got us retired. And then we're back on here. It's been a bumpy road, but finally everything's looking good. It's just under 12 weeks now. It's 11 weeks Saturday, so hopefully this time get some hands on him. I think his wrestling looks all right. His stand up looks all right. I think his grappling's his main like forte as such. I feel like he's decent all round. But I feel like my skills are enough to finish him. Really, basically, I feel like anywhere the fight goes, I've got the upper hand. I feel like he's been really well promoted. I feel like if he'd had to have the same route other people have had to have, like he wouldn't be as big as he is. I feel like he has had a lot of handouts. He's so. As a person, I don't really know him. Every interaction I've had with him, he seems all right. I mean, it obviously clearly wants to be McGregor. You know what I mean? As you can see, and he acts like him and he talks like him. So it's not authentic. Everything he uses is recycled McGregor lines and stuff like that. So I just don't really buy into it. I'm not really bothered about that. We'll see what he's like after the fight. And that'll tell us a lot about him as a person when let's see how he reacts after that. But as far as skill sets go, I feel like he's all right. I just feel like I'm a better fighter all round. My plan is to just punch him in the head and do what I always do when I hit somebody. He's under the impression that I haven't got as much power as I have because he's saying I don't knock people out. But the reason I haven't got many knockouts on my record is because as soon as I land a shot on someone, they're trying to die for me crotch. You know what I mean? They're trying to take us down, and that's how I've got as many submissions as I have. Like they've took this fight on the back of me being a grappler, and I like to grapple. I can grapple, but I'm not a grappler. I'm a striker, and I feel like this is a fight where I'll actually show people like that side of my game because I've never really got the chance yet. It's always ended up I've hit somebody and ended up in a grappling exchange or whatever. So I'm looking forward to showing that side of myself. But yeah, I did. What one thing that I did find in that fight with Ricky, I feel like James is a quitter. I feel like yeah, he got banged with a good shot straight away, so he was panicking. But I just feel like when he's winning a fight, he's confident and he does things a certain way. But when it's not going his way, he makes silly mistakes. And I feel like that's what I'll bring out in him. I feel like once I land one shot on him, I feel like if I land a clean shot, I feel like he will panic and start doing stupid mistakes, and really dying to trying to get us to the floor. And I feel like I've got answers for him there as well. So yeah, definitely, I feel like and he's got a massive head as well. So I'll not be. It's not a hard target to hit. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I was fighting in South Africa. I did my first ever brain scan there, which was 2017, August 2017, and then basically that cleared us. That was supposed to be uh, work for 3 years. It was so. I fought after that. I fought four more times after that scan, and then I signed to Bellator. My first fight with Bellator, they told us I needed a scan. I presented the scan report that I had from the South Africa fight. They said that was fine. It was a review from that scan. They said that was fine. So I fought. I fought Nathan Grayson in February, my Bellator debut. Then fought through, and then I was matched to fight James Gallagher in the September. And in the September, when every time you fight in Dublin, you've got to do like a scan every time when you're in Ireland, apparently, which was something I didn't know. So I got the scan, paid for the scan, did the scan, everything was fine. Training was going ahead. 2 weeks out from the fight, I got a phone call saying that I needed to go and get an assessment because something had came up with me scan that they weren't happy with. So I thought that was fine. I got a train to London there to see a doctor about the scans, give him everything what I had from the 2017 report, and then basically give him what I had from the new report, and he basically straight away just said like there was too much damage on my brain. It was the deterioration. It was the same as somebody who just had a car crash. That he would advise us never even spar again, never even to not even train at all. He was saying like knocking your head could like really set off some bad stuff. He was saying like you've got the start of brain deterioration. Could end up. He was saying he used Muhammad Ali's reference. And I just couldn't believe it. And then basically he was telling us to just retire there and then. Not when that was 2 weeks out from the fight. So then I was battling back and forth. I didn't know what to do. The fight ended up getting pulled, and then I ended up getting some scan images from. Although when I went to see that neurologist, he said this wouldn't be the case, and that no medical professional would be wrong. He said whatever says on that report, that's set in stone. You know, he says they look at this stuff every day. The professionals, he says they're not going to be wrong. But I managed to get the images from the scan in 2017, and they put them with a scan from the 2019 scan, and they said that everything that was came out of me 2019 scan was already there in 2017. In 2017, they just never addressed it and said it was there. They just said everything was clear. Um, so realistically, what they were now saying was, look, like you fought 5 times since. Nothing's changed in your brain scan since 2017. So this is either something I've been born with and always had it, and it's fine, or this is something that I've got before I did my first scan in 2017, but I've had 5 fights since and it hasn't changed then. So I'm at no further risk, like no added risk, so I can continue fighting. It just says it might be something that you want to keep a check on, and that's fine. You know what I mean? I'm not going to complain if I have to get a brain scan every other fight. You know, it's sensible in anything. So it was just I take it as a blessing in disguise. You know what I mean? So let's go. All my life from being born till now. You know, it's home. I love it, and it's a cool place to live. You know, everyone's kind of in the same battle. It's like no one's really got much here. You know, like it's a bit of a struggle. So it's good, and everyone kind of supports you that way and gets behind you and wants you to succeed. So I've got a good following now, and it's building every time, every fight. You know, so it's special, and that's why I always fight with a Sunderland badge and stuff like that on me kit or me shorts. I've got two nicknames now, but it's my nickname's always been Cal Pacino, and that's if as funny as it is, you know, it's I've got a big scar down the middle of my face here. I don't know if you can see. Got like a big scar down the middle of my face. Just like Scarface, you know, Al Pacino, Carl Pacino, and it just stuck. Just like he's a gangster, you know what I mean? And I think he's cool. And it was just something that one of my friends used to call Scarface, Josh. Yeah, Josh Gibson. He used to always wind us up when I was a kid and call us Scarface, and that was just kind of the birth of it. You know, that's kind of how it stuck. But now, people saying like it was after me Nathan Grayson fight. Obviously, I've got a lot of submissions on my record now, and the majority of them, well, to be honest, I think all of them are by chokes, you know. So that they started calling us the Sunderland Strangler, and that's kind of stuck a bit, you know. And it's a bit of banter, but no one really understands. When it first started out, because me and my friend Josh we love like crime documentaries and stuff like that. And years ago, there was actually a murderer in Sunderland called the Sunderland Strangler, but not many people know about that. And so when he said that to me, we found it was like a joke, and it just kind of stuck. But now people actually see it, you know. So it's kind of cool, and we've just went with that. Like, just want to thank everyone, obviously, who supports us, and if anyone wants to check out my social medias, it's just Cal Pacino MMA. And that's everything. You know, my life's on there pretty much. I put everything on there, my family, my home, training, so whatever. If they want to check that out and say what's what. But also like stress. It's funny as it is. Straponwatches.com. They help us out loads. Like, and that's a company I'd really like to thank. Like.